Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 429th episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So this is another one of those records that I've been trying to find since way before I even started the channel, and luckily after managing to scoop up a recent pressing online, I can finally talk about the insanely underrated 1995 debut LP from Channel Live, Station Identification here. This duo was comprised of the skilled MCs Tuffy and Hakeem, who initially turned heads with their breakout 1994 single Madism, which would end up becoming a lead single for their debut full-length here, and the album was given a bit of an additional boost after the duo appeared on KRS-One's self-titled 1995 album. And KRS was actually a pretty instrumental part of Channel Live's career in general, since technically he was the first big name to discover the talented and frankly underrated act. These guys were pretty lenient in terms of their overall output, which only consists of 3 full-length projects to my knowledge, and while Station Identification is definitely the standout LP in their repertoire, both Tuffy and Hakeem are solid enough behind the mic to where it's never really a question of whether they're going to deliver lyrically, and this applies to projects like 2000's Armageddon or even 2006's Secret Science Rap, where the issues usually lie within certain production choices, along with some subpar promotion from the label and record companies. That definitely doesn't apply to the debut though, as this thing actually charted pretty well, debuting at number 58 on the Billboard 200 and number 9 for the top R&B/hip-hop albums, which kinda surprised me based on how unapologetically boom bap and lyrical this thing is. But then again, it did have a pretty sizable hit going for it, which came in the form of the aforementioned Madism, which was another collaboration with the Teacher KRS-One, which would end up reaching number 3 on the Hot Rap Singles charts. Though honestly, at the end of the day, I wouldn't get too wrapped up in the sales for this LP, since it could have sold 500 copies the first week, and I would probably have still held it in just as high regard personally. I want to share some bars from both of these talented rappers, and I think the title track is as a fitting place as any, especially since I feel like they did something I always stress the importance of, which is starting your debut off with one of the strongest, if not the strongest song. And kicking off this top tier moment is Hakeem, who has a slightly more distinct voice, and kicks off the first verse rapping, "What's your station identification? I spark a mental cipher, lasting down through revelations, take a trip into my mental cipher. I get hyper sniping ass MCs, seem to get me higher, like the Buddha, bless the cess when I'm smoking, Hawaiian when I'm rhyming cause there ain't no time for joking. Just lyrical bliss from the depths of the abyss, rotating lyrical rhythms like the motions of the wrist. I wreck whack MCs like maxi pads. You can't see me, intellectually you're shallow, mentally you're just starving. I'm rolling on 'em like Calvin Butts up in Harlem. With metaphors, fucking 9 a clip, I make a rapper trip like white chicks in horror flicks." Following him is Tuffy, who in turn definitely has the more unconventional flow, and he kicks off his section with, "Identify your station or adjustment I'm transmitting, I'm giving MCs division through diction. Cut 'em in half, check the math like magician, conflicting pains on membranes. I'm running shit and killing flows like sewer drains. I maintain no static feedback when I attack like Shaquille. Oh, so kneel down as I appeal to the masses. I slash kids to ashes and dust. Get struck as I construct skills that build. I don't be given a fuck like chastity. My capacity's unlimited with no gimmick. Kids can't figure my structure like pyramids. I'm spirited like psychic and dead men resurrected. My wisdom's like prisms when light gets reflected. Check it, my lyrical missiles like heat suckers seeking. Never weakening, feeding off weak rhymers gives me strength. Then I lengthen with no measure cause I'm the ruler of styles. I rocket the unidentified flying object." While they may not have become a household name, Channel Live was definitely part of a larger movement when it came to rugged yet lyrical New Jersey artists, and they even ended up on the supercut that Redman had a year or so back when he did the sequel to Muddy Waters. in which it was nothing but Jersey superstars including Channel Live, Rod Digga, Shaquille O'Neal, Lady Luck, Heather B, Nikki D, Lords of the Underground, and Artifacts. When it comes to the dark and brooding instrumentals on Station Identification, while the majority of the beats were actually handled by KRS-One himself, who also acted as executive producer on the LP, there were a few moments delegated to other names like Reggie Burrell and Salam Remy. As for guest appearances, the only feature on the entire LP came from KRS, which I already touched on earlier, so I'm just gonna get right into my 3 favorite tracks, which this time around would have to be Build and Destroy, Madism, and the title track. However, of course, I still want to recommend a small handful of honorable mentions, with moments like Lock It Up, Alpha and Omega, What, Cause and Effect, Reprogram, Sex for the Sport, and Down Goes the Devil. Thank you for watching my 429th video. Next time we are returning to one of the most groundbreaking and iconic female groups in hip-hop, so check in for that one, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite moments are off this grimy East Coast debut. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.